Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's good to have you back. So today we will treat our topic is on triangle. Triangle, what is triangle? Triangle is a type of polygon that has three sides and definitely three angles also. So today I've been able to break them into categories for a better and a more easier understanding. And I classify them in two forms. The first form is based on the length of the length of the side. And second form is based on the measurement of the angles. The angles distinguish the triangle from one from the other. So based on the measurement of the angles and based on the measurement of the length of the sides. So let's treat the one based on the length of the side first of all. The first on our category is equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. What is an equilateral triangle? This is a typical shape of an equilateral triangle. The word equal actually testify about the equality of the length. That is to say, all three sides are equal. While classifying triangle based on the length of the sides. For equilateral triangle, all three sides are equal. And also because the three sides are equal, the angle they rest on, the three angles are also equal. If the three angles are equal, it's a very interesting triangle, seriously. If the three sides are equal and the three angles are equal, so what is the size of the angle? Can anybody guess? All right. First of all, I will tell you, the sum of angles in a triangle are equal to 180. Sum of angles in a triangle equal to 180 degree. Equal to 180 degree. So if all the three angles are equal because the three sides are equal. So what is the size of each of the angles? It's simply 180 divided by 3 of the angles. And what would that give us? That is 60. So for an equilateral triangle, each of the angles 60 degrees. Don't forget. For equilateral triangle, each of the angles are 60 degrees. If I call this side A, this side B, and this side C, for equilateral triangle, we're saying that A is equals to B is equals to C. Also, the angles are equal. That is for equilateral triangle. I think that is simple enough. All right, so we go on to the second one is isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle, and it's the typical shape of an isosceles triangle. So what makes it an isosceles triangle is because two of the sides are equal. Only two sides are equal. Unlike equilateral triangle, that the three sides are equal. The length of the three sides are equal, but for isosceles triangle, the length of only two sides are equal. And because the length of two sides are equal, the base angle of those two sides are also equal. The base angle of each of the two sides, this side is equal to this side, and their base angles are equal. Don't forget that. And if I say this is A, this is B, and this is C, we are saying that A is equals to B and not equals to C. You see, A and B are equal, but they are not equal to C. Alright, that's fine. And the last one is scaling triangle. Scaling triangle. Scaling triangle, none of the sides are equal. Everyone stands on its own. A, B, and C. That is to say, A not equal B, not equal C. For scaling triangle, none of the sides are equal. So let's just take a summary of the three. For equilateral triangle, all the three sides are equal. For isosceles triangle, only two sides are equal. And for scaling triangle, none of the sides are equal. So they stand on their own. You see that clearly and the typical shape of each of the triangle. So anytime you see any of the triangles, you will be able to identify them and with their properties. So it will help us, aid us in going about solving whatever angle or length we are looking for because of the characteristics. Because it counts when you are dealing with any of them. All right. So far, if you are getting value from what you just learned, if you love it, why not just subscribe? Click on the subscription button. Even like also and share so that more people can have visibility, can get in touch with these our videos. And don't forget, I must remind you that we drop videos every day. Yes, every day. Do well to check back and if you can even hit on the notification button anytime we drop a video, you'll be the first to know. Okay, let's go back to what we're doing. And the second category is based on the measurement of their angles. That's right. The measurement of their angles. We must know the characteristics of these angles. The angles. Triangles have three angles. And what are the characteristics? If we know that, it will also help us in knowing and in solving our troubles when we have any challenge that comes with triangles and in mathematics. All right. So the first one is the right angle triangle. The right angle triangle, very popular triangle. The right angle triangle is very profound. I think it's the most popular type of triangle. All right, the right angle triangle has a unique characteristics of one of the angles. That is to say, one of the angles of a right angle triangle must be equal to 90 degrees. It has to be, otherwise it's not a right angle triangle. That is to say, this is a typical angle that is 90 degrees. This angle is 90 degrees. Yeah. So anytime you have something of this nature, this is 90 degrees. Yeah. This other side is 90. This is an angle of a straight line. 180. So when you divide it by 2, 90, 90. That's just by the way anyway. So we're dealing with angles. Right angle triangle, 90 degrees. And the second one is the acute angle triangle. What makes it an acute angle triangle is because if you watch closely, none of the angles is equal to 90 degrees. None of the angles. You must note that. None of the angles is equal to 90 degrees. This angle here is less than 90 degrees. You see? Each of the angles are less than 90 degrees. Okay, this for acute angle. And the last but not the least is obtuse angle triangle. For the obtuse angle triangle, one of the angles is greater than 90 degrees. You see that? This angle is greater than 90 degrees. The angle is greater than 90 degrees. The angle is greater than 90 degrees. This angle is greater than 90 degrees. But it's not up to 100, less than 180 degrees. It's greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. If I produce this line, and this is 180, it's not up to 180 degrees, but it's greater than 90 degrees. So this is the classification of angles in terms of their sides and in terms of the sides, the measurement of the angles. So I think anytime you see any of this figure, you'll be able to identify the based on this classification. So if you love this video, like I said before, please click on subscription button so that next time you will always be in touch with what we post. Thank you. Bye-bye.